Forget size, pound for pound. These are the strongest creatures alive, and a tiny insect crushes them all. Today, we're ranking the animal kingdom by raw strength relative to body weight. That means no elephants, no whales. We're measuring what a creature can lift, drag, or pull compared to its own mass. The gap between 10 and number 1 on this list is genuinely absurd. Stick with me to the end, because the champion pulls something like 1,100 times its own body weight. We're using published biomechanics research and lift ratio comparisons, real, measurable numbers. Forget muscle mass and forget brute size for a moment. Pound for pound strength is the great equalizer of the animal kingdom. It's why an insect can humiliate a lion on the right chart. And it's why this ranking climbs in ways you will not see coming. Halfway up, we leave the mammal world entirely. By the top 3, we're deep into insect territory. The champion is smaller than a walnut and stronger than anything with a spine. Let's start at the bottom of the list and climb our way up. Kicking things off at number 10 is the humble tiger. Yes, a tiger, because pound for pound, big cats aren't the monsters we think they are. A tiger can drag prey roughly twice its own body weight up into a tree, which is remarkable for a large mammal. Among predators its size, nothing else quite matches that lifting ability, so it earns the entry-level ticket here. But compared to what's coming next, the tiger is honestly just the warm-up act on this ranking. Because once we leave the mammal world, the numbers on this list start getting ridiculous fast. Coming in at number 9 is the gorilla, with a lift capacity estimated at around 10 times its own body weight. That's the rough equivalent of a strong human deadlifting a small car straight off the ground. Gorillas earn the spot thanks to sheer muscle density and shoulder structure, built for hauling their bodies through dense canopy. Still, 10 times body weight is nowhere near the top, and that should tell you exactly where this ranking is heading. At number 8, we have the eagle, a bird most people massively underestimate for raw pulling power. Large eagles can lift prey around 4 to 5 times their own weight in flight, which is staggering physics. Flying while hauling that much cargo demands an insane power-to-weight ratio in the chest muscles. It's basically nature's version of a jet engine strapped to a set of feathers and talons. Now double that ratio, and you're getting close to number 7 on the list. Number 7 is the ox, the classic historical symbol of raw, dependable animal strength. An ox can pull loads roughly 1.5 times its own body weight all day long without breaking. In short bursts, that number climbs closer to double, which is how entire empires were literally built. The ox earns its spot here not for peak lift, but for sustained pulling power over long hours. Sustained strength, though, isn't the same as explosive strength, and the next contender absolutely explodes. At number 6, we have the crocodile, and this one shocked even seasoned biologists studying it. A saltwater croc's death roll and jaw closure generate force that relatively outperforms nearly every mammal on Earth. Its entire body is essentially one coiled muscle wrapped in bony armor, waiting to detonate. But we're only halfway up this ranking, and number 1 is on a completely different level entirely. Sliding into number 5 is the anaconda, a snake that frankly has no business being this strong. An anaconda can stretch with a force several times its own body weight, crushing prey larger than itself easily. It ranks here because it doesn't just resist gravity, it generates crushing pressure from every inch of body. Do you agree with this so far? Drop your predicted number 1 in the comments before we finally get there. At number 4, we have the leafcutter ant, and this is where the insects start taking over. A leafcutter can carry leaf fragments around 50 times its own body weight, marching for hours without stopping. That's roughly the equivalent of you jogging home from work with a full-grown horse bounced on your shoulders. And believe it or not, 50 times body weight is honestly only mid-tier strength from here on up. Number 3 belongs to a favorite of strength charts everywhere, the mighty elephant beetle. These beetles can lift up to around 850 times their own body weight using armored horns as living crowbars. They earn bronze because their exoskeletons act like natural steel frames, transferring force with almost no energy loss. But the top two make even 850 times body weight look surprisingly modest by comparison. Before we get to number 1, this next creature absolutely deserves its silver medal spot. At number 2, we have the rhinoceros beetle, a thumb-sized tank engineered by evolution for pure lifting power. In lab conditions, it can carry roughly 850 times its own body weight, matching the elephant beetle's peak numbers. To put that in human terms, imagine hauling a fully loaded 18-wheeler on your back up a steep hill. Scientists rank it this high because it doesn't just lift the weight, it walks with it as if unbothered. And yet, incredibly, it's still not the strongest creature on Earth pound for pound, not even close. Which brings us, finally, to number 1, the mighty horned dung beetle. The horned dung beetle can pull an estimated 1,141 times its own body weight in scientific tests. That makes it the strongest known animal on the entire planet relative to body size by a comfortable margin. For a human, that ratio would be the equivalent of dragging 6 fully loaded double-decker buses down the street. It earns the crown because its strength isn't a stunt. Males use it constantly in real life. They wrestle rival males inside narrow tunnels underground, competing for mates in a brutal test of pure force. Every fiber of its tiny body is engineered by evolution for one purpose: to outpull anything that challenges it. Nothing else on Earth, not the gorilla, not the elephant, not even the rhinoceros beetle, comes close. So there's your top 3, the rhinoceros beetle at number 2, the elephant beetle at number 3. And taking the crown at number 1, the small but unstoppable horned dung beetle. Do you agree with this ranking, or did I put your favorite in the wrong spot? Tell me in the comments below. I read every single one, and the debates are always the best part. If you enjoyed this one, the ranking of the deadliest predators by kill efficiency gets even wilder than this. That video is already waiting for you, and honestly, the number 1 there is even more unexpected than this one. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because next week we settle an even bigger debate on the channel. We're ranking the fastest animals on Earth by real, verified top speed, and there are some huge surprises. Strength isn't about size, it's about what you can move when nobody thinks you can.